Hey guys, I'm Hurricane and I'm just going to do a basic little video here about all the stuff I use. It's just going to be a basic overview, not necessarily a loadout video since it goes a little bit into the guns that I use. On the top I'm wearing a baseball cap. I normally don't wear hats unless it's a little bit chilly outside. When you're running around sometimes they fly off, they're not secured right or whatever. These right here are flakjack goggles with a tinted lens put in. They're alright. I've had some good luck and some bad luck with them. They're not amazing goggles, but for the price it's hard to beat, especially if you're just starting out. This is a Bravo steel face mask that's made out of this steel mesh for the lower half of my face. It's alright. It's a little uncomfortable. I haven't fielded it yet, but I decided to get it since I was tired of having little bleeding pockmarks all over my face, especially when I would play CQB. I'd just get torn up. Moving down from that, I'd like to start with the back. I have this Condor backpack. It's a hydration backpack, so you can fit a bladder in there, and it has two other larger pouch areas that are zipped up with zippers, and those you can just throw some extra BBs, some extra stuff in there, what have you. I have two M4 pouches on the back of it, and the reason why I have those is so if I'm playing a longer field game and I need more ammo, I can just go back here, draw it out, insert it into the gun, and be ready to go without taking up more space here in the front. Moving down to this vest, this is just some cheap Chinese RRV style vest I picked up from Airsoft Club. I don't really remember the model number or the name or anything like that. It was like 15 bucks, it's probably 30 bucks now or something like that. It's pretty inexpensive, not that great quality wise, but it works for me. I'll probably eventually replace it. Most of the pouches on here are Condor pouches. I have dual M4 pouches because there's two on each side for each of these. So I can fit 2, 4, 6 mags in the front here for M4 pouches. I have these grenade pouches over here for my AI Tornado Grenade and AI Gas Can, which are great products by the way. The only problems I've had with them are their fill valves. They're a little weird, a little finicky. They let gas out sometimes at the joint where the adapter and the fill valve meet, but whatever. On my right side, for my sidearm, I have a G-Code G17 holster. It is a pretty good holster made out of Kydex, seems pretty strong, very easy to use. It houses my WE Glock. My WE Glock is an alright gun. I won it in a raffle at a game, and I've had to modify it a little bit, but overall it's a pretty decent gun. My primary is a G4A1, but I've worked on it a lot. I learned how to tech on this gun. It's my go-to gun as far as reliability and performance goes. So it's my main primary. On top I have a Leapers or UTG, whatever. Red dot, it's about $50 if I remember right. It's an alright red dot, kind of a blob instead of a crisp dot, but it's red and green and you can adjust the brightness, and that's all I really care about. It seems pretty rugged. I have dropped my gun onto the scope in some mud before and it made it through fine. It still works, so I'm pretty happy with that. Moving on from there, I have a Condor dump pouch over here. I got it because it was cheap and it was large and it works just fine. I haven't ripped it or torn it or anything like that. It rolls up and then you can just unwrap it like that. It has Velcro on it. Works pretty well, pretty easy. One of the things that I just skipped over on the top to bottom list here is this Irene Adaptive Sling. It's a pretty good sling, seems pretty solid. It cuts into your shoulder a little bit, but if you thread it through some molly or whatever, or some sort of strap up here, it's a little bit better. So it works pretty well overall. I'm going to get rid of this right now. So after that, I just wear some canvas cargo pants kind of a thing. They work pretty well. They're a little bit warm in the summer, but if you're playing in the woods where there's poison ivy and stuff, it's kind of necessary. Other than that, it's pretty much it as far as the gear goes. And I just touched on my two main guns a little bit. One of the things that I'd like to show you here is this extended Glock magazine. This extended Glock magazine, just because the way I can get these little bungee cords to fit around it, slides in and out pretty easily, but it's still firm enough to the point where I don't have to worry about it flopping out all over the place. So if I'm in the middle of something and I run out of ammo with this, I can easily just take this out, insert it into the Glock, and it works perfectly fine. So that pretty much goes as far as I have with gear. I already showed you my regular primary. This is a WE 1911. I picked it up used with 3 magazines for like 60 bucks. It's alright pistol, not really my favorite. The mag followers break pretty easily, which I don't really care for, but overall it's a decent pistol. Haven't had a ton of problems with it, but you know, if you're gonna buy one brand new, I just recommend something a little bit higher end, like a KJW or something along those lines, just because it's a little finicky and it's probably worth it just to spend a little bit more. The other gun that I use is a G&P gas blowback Magpul edition challenge kit. It's alright. I had to do a little bit of work on it. I built it from the kit, so it's an alright gun. G&P PMags, as far as I'm concerned, they're great mags. If they do leak, they're easy to take apart and seal back up, and they feed well. And typically, if you have a problem, it's probably with the gun, not the mag. I have this Voltor bolt installed here, a 5KU Voltor bolt that I got used. The stock G&P bolt is alright, but wears down a little bit, so I decided to try this one out. It works alright. I need to get it to fit a little bit better, but that's just part of owning a gas blowback gun. You have to figure out a little quirks, and that's one of the things that I like about this sport, is learning the mechanical side of things. So that's why, really one of the reasons why I got this gun. It's kind of a project gun. And it's not insanely reliable, but it works well enough to the point where I'm not too afraid to skirmish it most of the time. So yeah, that's pretty much all my stuff that I use on a regular basis. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and post a comment. I'll try to reply to it. One thing I'd like to touch on real quick, the Flakjack goggles, I'm not super impressed with them, but they're not that bad. But if you guys have any suggestions, I'm open to them at this point, just because it's one of those things that I'd like to really step up with and just get something that's overall better. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, thanks guys, bye.